What's going on, everybody? This is Afro Think Tank. Today we're going to be YouTubian detectives. Okay? Because we struggle streamers. You know, Dr. Umar Johnson say we struggle streamers. So I'm going to be a struggle YouTubian detective based off all the YouTubian evidence that we have so far. Okay? Now, Dr. Umar Johnson is looking like the school is about to go into, like it's in foreclosure, it's about to be auctioned off, right? You know, based off all the YouTubian evidence that we have, right? So I think that explains a lot of the activities that's been happening so far, right? And I think he's been caught, kind of like my dog who just got caught balls deep. You got caught balls deep, didn't you, huh? Better make me some goddamn Brendo black and brown dogs. Anyway, back to the YouTubian investigation. All right, so earlier, a couple weeks ago, Umar Johnson got on there and started begging about how his account, you know, his check-ins and his savings, and something happened with his check-ins and his savings, and both his FDMG account got compromised, and his personal account got compromised, and they blocked his access to the money. But before that, he made videos saying, you know, that he believed that Leonard, you know, the leading detective, Leonard Honor, the leading detective, and the woman that he decided to talk trash about her private parts, right? You know, he said that they was gonna, you know, do something to his account, right? Remember that. They was gonna do something to his account. So he forewarned us. That something may happen. So, a couple weeks after that, all of a sudden something happened to his account, right? But we was always meant to expect that, because he said earlier that he believed that he was going to be compromised somehow, right? Remember that. Then he said that his account was compromised because somebody else did something to his account. Now, we all know as detectives that if your account is compromised, they text message you, right? They message you and they let you know your account has been compromised. So apparently he didn't get this notification until he called, because he said his homeboy needed some money, right? So he was going to go to his account, give his homeboy some money, because his homeboy was in desperate need of some Skrilla. So out of kindness of his own heart, he was going to go, you know, get this money to help out his boy, you know, with some Skrilla. That's when he discovered that he didn't have access to his account. Because remember, they said his account didn't exist, you know, with the same bank. We still ain't figured out what the bank was, because he never mentioned the name of the bank. The bank said, you know, his account didn't exist, even though he'd been with them since he was a teenager. That's what he said. All right. So then, you know, he asked the bank, is this the fault of him? And he told us that it wasn't his fault and that he wasn't the one being, you know, investigated, but it was somebody else. So if that's the case, then he should have, being a YouTubian detective, you know, struggle streamer, he should have had access to his money within 48 hours at the worst. At the most, they should have given access to his money, blocked his card, right? And then told him to get another card, because that's how it works, because it's happened to me and millions of other people, because it's a normal thing, right? This is what banks do, right? But for some reason, they didn't give him access to neither one of his accounts. And it's kind of funny, because his business account and his personal account, both of them got, you know, blocked, which is weird, because they're supposed to be two different accounts. But it seems like he got check-ins and another check-ins. He just named his check-ins, because, you know, you can open up two accounts, you know, two check-ins accounts in your own account. You can give him any kind of name you want, you know. So he probably just named one of his personal check-ins accounts FDMG, so he can have a routing number and all that connected to his PayPal and his Cash App, you know, so he can, you know, send money to one account separate, keep the money separate, right? Probably not a real, traditional business account, because they shouldn't have been connected to the point where both getting blocked. So then weeks go by, and now he's on a rampage. He's everywhere, making his money, talking to everybody for $5, collecting all his money, begging everybody for money, right? At a furious rate, a little bit even more furious than normal. I'm like, that's a little suspicious, right? And all of a sudden, now people are looking it up and they ready to sell this property, right? This property looks like it's up for auction, right? Which, makes sense, because just the other day, I think he was in Jamaica. Oh, no, he was somewhere speaking, because, the man every day he's talking to somebody. And I'm pretty sure he's getting paid, right? So now he was saying in one of his recent speeches in Philadelphia, New Jersey, one of these places, where he was like, yeah, we're going to open up a second school, right? Keep in mind, the first school ain't ready yet. He said, all he needs is some tile. Now, we done seen him talk next to the school, and it looked like it need more than tile. Now I'm talking about, it looked like it need a roof. It looked like it need windows on the side. Looked like it need a lot more than just tile. But he said, we just need to lay down the tile. And I was kind of wondering, for a man who didn't have access to money, he ain't access to his checkings and his savings, or no kind of, digital currency, as he said, because the bank was doing an investigation on some fraud, that was supposed to be happening to him. But apparently the fraud seemed to be him, as he's getting out of it, right? For all that money in his account, supposedly, that he got, not going towards what it is supposed to be going towards, I guess, right? And since he don't access the money, somehow he can still continue to do work on the, on the property. He asking people for tile, and everywhere he go, he always asks the crowd to help him out. Anybody in here know how to do tile? Let me know. As if this guy who's been working on a school for how many goddamn years don't got nobody in his phone book that can do tile. I mean, it's pretty damn easy, right? He always seemed to need help from somebody to do something for him, and he looking for free, right? So now he talking about opening up another school. But then he was very specific about opening up this other school. He was talking about, hey, we don't want a big school, something small, maybe 12 bathroom, maybe 12 rooms or something like that. It looked like he ready to downsize on the second size, because he said it's going to be rolling in. After the first school opened up, it's going to be rolling in, right? I don't know how that works, because, you know what I'm saying, if you can't get the first school up, and there is a thing called operational costs, and it's going to cost millions of dollars to operate that school, because unless he planning on having free teachers and free administrators and free security and free principals and vice principals and all kinds of things, and you got to pay for all that, right, for this institution he talking about. But he said he ready to open up the next school already, but he's like much smaller. He emphasized much smaller. So I'm thinking, damn, he truly is getting ahead of himself. What's that about? So now, this is what I'm thinking. All right, as a YouTubian detective, I'm thinking he knew this was coming down the pipe. So now his excuse, and then he was saying, hold up, let's back it up. He was like, yeah, we ain't gonna be able to pay none of our bills. He's trying to get ahead of it. And the reason why we ain't gonna get none of our bill paid is because they blocked our account. This mysterious bank blocked our account for some mysterious reason, and I gotta get the lawyers involved. How you gonna pay for the lawyers? We ain't got no money. Because remember, you said they blocked both your check-ins, your personal and your business. So you shouldn't have any money for these lawyers you talking about. You always talking about lawyers. Yeah, you got to pay lawyers. Lawyers don't work for free. You know what I'm talking about? They don't work for free. Right? So now he done prepped everybody with the story. So now he's ready to say, hey guys, we lost the school because the bank wouldn't give us the money because of some fraudulent activity that some other people did through no fault of my own. So now we got to start all over. So now I'm looking for a smaller school to do it, because they're not going to stop us from this Pan-African activity of making a school for boys. So I think that's the play. I think this is the long game. He's looking for another school that's smaller because he can't handle it. Now, was he probably trying to open up a school? I think he was. But he got over his head because he's not a good business person. He ain't good at it at all. He's good at running his mouth, but he ain't good at like finances and stuff. Right? That's at the worst. No, at the least, he's just a bad business person. At the worst, he's a scammer. Right? So at this point, I think this whole play has been to set up a scenario in which powers out of his control has taken away access to all this money he done collected. And that's why he lost school, because he can't pay the bills because of the bank. And now, after everybody rags on him about all of this, he gonna say, I'm gonna open up a smaller school because I can handle that better. Donations. And you know, PayPal, you gotta have an account connected to your PayPal. You know what I'm saying? That's usually your account. Like, to trust it, to send money, it's gotta be an account up connected to a card or something like that. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm kind of wondering how he's still collecting donations. You know what I'm saying? Usually, you know, with the Apple Pay and all that got to be connected to accounts. You know what I mean? So I'm just trying to figure out, you know, if Cash App said, you know, we don't trust you, I'm pretty sure Apple and PayPal would do the same thing. But I don't know. So that's all I got, you know, as a YouTubian struggling detective on this Umar Johnson situation. But you guys let me know, you know what I'm saying? What kind of evidence did y'all gather up from this play that Umar Johnson is trying to play? All right, let me know in the comment section. Anyway, that's all I gotta say. This Detective Afro Think Tank, learn something, teach them. I'm out.
We are seeing the end of Umar Johnson, and it's all because he owes $40,000. So according to these court documents, Umar Johnson owes over $38,000 in back taxes and other fees. And if he doesn't, he's going to lose FDMG Academy. It's also being reported that the state filed a writ of monition, and that would make perfect sense as to why Umar Johnson was begging for money last month and saying that his funds were frozen. It was because of this right here. Now, for anyone wondering what writs of monition means, basically the school buildings can be seized and auctioned by the sheriff if the fees are not paid. So his dream school could be lost by August 25th. Now, for anyone saying that this is fake, it's not. It's not, because all you have to do is just go to this site, Court Connects Delaware, and just type in either the two case numbers, or you can just simply type Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy, and you'll find not one, but two different citations. So the Prince of Pan-Africanism is going to be screwed unless he gets enough money by August 25th. He better be on live stream begging for those Cash App donations, or else he's toast. But what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below.
Free Sudan! Boycott diamonds and gold! Free Sudan! Boycott diamonds and gold! We most definitely cannot forget about the people of Sudan!
Wait. Before you go, for all my subscribers and philanthropists out there, I'm building a solar power community water bowl system in Nigeria. It's going to cost between $5,000 and $6,000. I'm trying to raise money. If you want to participate and help me build this solar power water system, please donate to the Cash App and put solar water in the notes. Solar water in the notes. I'll put PayPal, Stripe, and Zelle. Anyway, thank you. That's all I got to say. It's Afro Think Tank. Learn something, teach them. I'm out. Thanks for watching Afro Think Tank. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And follow me on Substack and Patreon for more content. Remember, it's Pan-Africanism or nothing.